Choco is a gay boy. His appearance and mannerisms are soft and feminine. And because of that, people don't like him. No matter what he does, others laugh at him, look down on him, and keep their distance. The isolation even happens in class. There is always an empty seat, the one next to Choco. No one wants to sit there. Over time, Choco becomes more and more introverted. He is afraid of socializing. His depression grows quietly, making him feel tired every day. Sometimes he even starts to hate himself. Going to school feels like a punishment. In class, he stays silent. After class, he always goes to the schoolyard alone to read fairy tales, his only hobby. In those stories, good people eventually find happiness. Somehow, that thought gives him a little hope. One day, a new student transfers to his class. The boy is tall, manly, cold, and handsome. Everyone seems to like him immediately. His name is Key. There is only one empty seat left, next to Choco. Key sits down. Choco lowers his eyes. He doesn't say anything. He already knows how this will end. He thinks he will leave soon, just like everyone else. But Key doesn't. They don't talk to each other. But Key starts noticing things. He notices that whenever the teacher asks students to form groups, Choco is always left behind. No one ever chooses him. He notices something else too. Every break time, Choco disappears. He is never in his seat, never in the classroom. At first, Key doesn't care. But after a few days, he starts to wonder. Where does he go every time? One day, during break, Key quietly follows him. Choco is in the schoolyard, sitting under a tree, reading as usual. Then suddenly, a group of older boys approaches him. They grab his book and start laughing. Why is a boy reading fairy tales? Choco freezes. He doesn't fight back. He doesn't say anything. Then he appears. He takes the book back and looks straight at them. Leave him alone. The boys are surprised. Even Choco is shocked. After a moment, the boys leave. Key hands the book back to Choco. Neither of them says anything. But from that moment, something changes. In class, Choco is still quiet. But inside, he can't stop thinking, someone stood up for me. The next day, during class, Key quietly passes a small piece of paper to Choco. Your number. Choco is surprised again. No one has ever asked him that before. He freezes for a few seconds. Key almost smiles when he notices that expression. Taking a deep breath, Choco gathers his courage and writes down his number. That night, Choco receives a message. Walk home together tomorrow? He hesitates for a moment, then replies, "Okay." Later, Key sends, "Good night." That night, for the first time in a long time, Choco feels a little less heavy. He keeps thinking about what happened, about how Key stood up for him. He feels touched. The next day, after school, they walk home together. At first, there is silence. Then Choco speaks, a little nervous. "Thank you for helping me." Key replies simply, "It was nothing." Choco hesitates, then asks, "Why were you there? Normally, no one goes there." Key pauses. For a moment, he doesn't answer. Then he looks away and says, "I was just walking around. The school is big. I haven't seen everything yet." A short silence. Choco nods softly, as if that explanation is enough. But what Key doesn't say is, he had noticed days ago that Choco disappeared every break. He had wondered where he went, and that day, he followed. Choco doesn't know what to say, but somehow that answer stays in his heart. From that day on, they start talking more. They text each other at night. They walk home together. In class, they help each other study. Slowly, Choco stops going to the schoolyard alone. He stays in the classroom instead, preparing for the next lesson with Key. They become closer. Key becomes less cold. Choco begins to feel safe. He is no longer as afraid of people as before. His depression slowly starts to fade. Then one day, Key doesn't come to school. Choco texts him, but there is no reply. The next day, Key is still absent. Choco starts to feel worried. That night, he cannot sleep. When Key finally returns, something feels different. He is quieter than usual. On the way home, Choco keeps talking, but Key stays silent. Then suddenly, Key says, "I'm going to transfer to another school." Everything becomes quiet. Choco's heart feels tight. "When?" he asks softly. Key answers, "Soon. My parents are moving. I have to go with them." They both try to stay calm, but inside, neither of them is okay. The following days feel strange. Short, quiet, careful. At night, they text each other. They remind each other to take care. Kisi tells Choco, "Try to be more open. Don't stay alone all the time. Talk to people more." Choco reads those messages again and again. His tears won't stop falling. After Key leaves, the seat next to Choco is empty again. But this time, it feels different. He doesn't go to the schoolyard anymore. He just sits there, staring at the empty seat. At night, he rereads their messages. Again and again. Why does it hurt more than before I met him? Even fairy tales don't help anymore. Then one day, Choco walks into the classroom. Someone is sitting in that seat. He stops. His heart starts beating faster. The boy turns around and smiles. It's Key. Choco stands there, unable to move. His eyes turn red. He feels happy because Key is here, but also sad because he thinks this happiness will soon disappear again. That afternoon, they walk home together. Key looks happy. Choco still looks quiet. Why are you so happy today? Choco asks. Key stops walking. There is a moment of silence. Then he says softly, I'm not leaving. Choco looks up, shocked. I told my parents I want to stay here, Key continues. I'll live with my grandparents. He takes a step closer, pauses. For a moment, he looks at Choco, like he's choosing his words carefully. The days I wasn't here. His voice is softer now. I kept thinking about you. Choco freezes. I thought it would be fine, Key continues quietly. But it wasn't. Another small pause. I didn't like it, not seeing you. He looks down, then back at Choco. So, I want to stay. I want to stay here. They both stand there, looking at each other. Slowly, Key reaches out and holds Choco's hand. And spend the rest of our school days sitting next to you. In the end, the fairy tales Choco used to read didn't feel so far away anymore. Maybe they were never just stories. Maybe good people really do find their own kind of happiness. And maybe if you keep being kind, if you keep holding on, someone will quietly come into your life and choose to stay.